All right, everyone, let's get the stream officially started. I believe everybody can see the game and you can hear me clearly. So welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. We just got a new announcement for the next pack and a lot to talk about, and some cards were also announced again. So we'll have a look at that quickly and then we'll have some quick thoughts on that, and then we'll dive into some games. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a bit. Dear Blues, welcome. How you doing? All good, all good, all good, all good. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. So yeah, first things first. I think let's look at the announcements that they made. Obviously, they announced the new selection pack, so let's look at that first. The apical predators, or apical, I don't know how you're gonna say it, but it's I would think it's epic, but it's apical predators. So we know the confirmed URs, as you can see on the screen, that's coming. So of course the big one is Yummy, right? Yummy is coming officially, and we knew that already because of the ban list that was dropped last month. So they banned Obedient School, they limited Hornet drones, they limited Herald of Arclight, so that was kind of already confirmed. That was the case, so that is what it is. Wait, what's going on here? Can you guys see the screen? Why is it showing it's black here on my side? What's going on? What is going on here? You guys can see the screen, right? Or cannot see? You can see, because it's showing on my side. You guys can't see, so I don't know. I was just making sure. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, let's make sure we're all good. Oh, you can see. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Thanks for the confirmation. Okay, so like I was saying, the new selection pack was announced this morning, I think, and then the apical predators is coming on January 8th, so 2 days, so Thursday basically for me, but I think for some of you it might be a Wednesday night, so depending on where you are. So what is actually coming into the game? Well, like I was saying, Yummy is coming in officially. That's because of the ban list that was announced previously in December, which was kind of an odd one because it wasn't out yet, but they already made pre-hit, so based on that it was really like a confirmation that it was coming. But we didn't know what else was coming with Yummy. So now we have kind of like the official confirmation from them. But of course, this is just a preview. It's not the full review of the cards yet, because that will come when the pack does get released in the next update. So we do know Yummy is coming in, but we also didn't know that DDD is coming. Or should I say, yeah, DDD is coming, but this specific card is also coming too, which is part of that support that came in Doom of Dimensions in the OCG and TCG booster sets. So this is a very cool boss monster for DDD. It's so cool. It has Quadra D. Yeah, Quadra D. So it's basically the epitome of all the the different dimensions in one monster. So it's pretty cool. But obviously not something at turn 1. Obviously, this is more like a a OTK enabler in a way, if you have it right set up. So I don't know how good it's going to be in Masterduel per se, because I won't lie, it is a complicated deck. So I know one guy on YouTube, Taro, he plays this deck very well, so I know he's going to be very happy with the support. So you'll probably just be dominating. He also plays the Meta Wiki as well, so I'm sure you'll be very happy with this support. But in terms of, for me, I think I'll have to see how it is. But I know I played DDD in the past against it, and it's I won't lie, this new support makes it a lot simpler, but it doesn't make it easier also, because they also have a lot of cards similar to Hero. They also have a lot of cards in their support archetypes, so some of the combos feel a bit longer than usual. Some of the cards were very complicated, but I think they're trying to find a way to simplify it. So at least the new support kind of makes it nice for them. So that's DDD. Then Megalith, to be honest, I only faced this deck like 1 or 2 times in the TCG. And I know this deck isn't doing well on its own. It's rather mixed with other things. So if you're playing like a ritual-based strategy, I mean, it has a pretty cool effect, this card, in the sense that you can reveal this card in your hand, and your opponent cannot activate the effects of in response to your Megalith ritual monster effect. So it's pretty much like a Ancient Gear Fortress, but for rituals, for your Megaliths, that is. And actually, it has a pretty cool effect because when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can negate the activation and destroy that card. Then if you negate a card or effect targeting a card on the field, you contribute a monster your opponent controls. So it's kind of a nice interruption there. And remember, it's for the entire turn when you reveal this card in your hand. So you can literally negate anything and they can't even respond to it, which is kind of insane. So the whole gimmick of Megalith is ritual summoning using the ritual monsters sometimes, and you basically ritual something from the deck, from the hand, everywhere. But you can use the cards itself to use the ritual summon. So it's kind of interesting, but I'm sure it's going to be splashed in some other engines and so on and so forth, but only time will tell. Then Sulfur Cord is also announced too, based on this card. This is new. Now, so funny enough, you can actually play Sulfur Cord with Yummy in a way, because they do have level 1s, if I'm not mistaken. So you can actually play this in a hybrid of sorts. So, and then that's also kind of new support as well. This card is kind of busted as well. It's almost like similar to the super spell card, where you can have 3 different effects, but you can only use one of them per turn, but you can activate this card multiple times. So the fact that it's a normal spell, this is an instant 3 of, because you can either do one of these 3 effects, and it's kind of insane, all of them. So it doesn't make sense to not run less than 3. You have to run 3 of this. So yeah, Sulfur Cord Yummy is also a thing. And then we have a very new, I wouldn't say new, but well, it is new, but I mean a very interesting card in the form of Gorgon, the Gorgon of Xilophonia or something like that, or Xilophonia, whatever it is, but the Gorgon basically. It's kind of like an anti-summoning, anti-monster negates, can't be killed by battle, pretty much. Because the link arrows are flipped across or above, so basically where your opponent is. So a very cool interaction with this card is where you can use a card like IP Masquerena on your opponent's turn. You can link summon it to this card, and then basically all the monsters pointing to that zone, the monsters cannot attack, and also the effects are negated. So even if you have a chain going and you chain IP Masquerena, you can actually negate that monster because it's in the zone that it is pointing to. So you must always think about, okay, hey, potentially I need to make a card that I can play around this, but most of the time you can't, because if you're going first and they make a Masquerena, they can kind of throw you off there with the Gorgon. So that can also come up too. So yeah, I know it requires 2 effect monsters, so it is a bit of a generic card, but I think it's a really interesting staple card. So you might see this in some decks, a way to kind of like almost kind of floodgate your opponent out in a way, because even though it says you cannot summon or set monsters to a zone this card points to, for your opponent, if they summon anything there, those monsters are negated. So it kind of defeats the purpose in a way. So it's an interesting card, and I think you will see this card in play. It just depends on how often you'll see it, because you always have to compare it to, are the best decks in the game going to be having access to this card? Are they going to use it? They probably will. I know Mitsurugi will probably use this, or any variant of Mitsurugi, if I can say that. Draco Tail probably doesn't need this because they're locked out of fusions most of the time, so that's also a thing. Most combo decks probably can use this if you're not really locked into anything. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. But then yeah, I think this is obviously the big one, right? Yummy, of course, the Link one. This card does a lot of things for the deck. It also interacts with your opponent on the opponent's turn as well, once per chain. So it's not once per turn, it's once per chain. So as long as you have something that you can synchro with, it's kind of insane. And remember, for Yummy, the whole concept is you treat your Link ones as tuner monsters. So you can synchro with Link ones, provided you have a corresponding level 1. You can make level 2s and so on and so forth, which is kind of crazy actually. So it's very unique. So I think we'll go into you know, what the actual cards are, the other cards, but we'll literally see how it's going to impact obviously the meta itself. So definitely it's going to be interesting because remember Draco Tail you know, came out I think what two months ago, or yeah, 2 months ago. So it's kind of being settling in terms of, you know, what the checking out the meta, of course, because it is actually the best deck right now because it's so good. And it's, remember, there are no hits to Draco Tail, but for some reason they're hitting Yummy twice before it even touches Master Duel officially. And why do I say that? Because if we go to the next announcement, they updated the Forbidden Limited list. So you can see there, obviously January 7th is the other stuff, but then for this pack specifically, they've made further hits. So now they've gone back to the pre-hits which we were used to in the past. We saw now with Fiendsmith, they had to hit the cards, they had to pre-hit it. We saw with Kashira, they had to pre-hit the card. And I think since then, and X-Rizel also, but with Malice, for some reason, they didn't do anything, which is kind of interesting because I think they just allowed it to just run its course, and it was kind of a mistake because they can see now we should have actually made hits on Malice because they knew how powerful Malice was before coming to Master Duel. And I think everyone can see now with the OCG and TCG how Yummy's being played. It's super, super strong. I mean, even with these semi-limits, it actually still doesn't make a difference really, because despite them banning Obedient Schooled, despite them limiting Hornet drones and all of that, remember that's just literally extenders, stroke starters. It's not like the deck can play without you know, those cards. They can definitely play without them. Obedient School, they don't really need it, but it was like kind of like a broken card for them, similar to, you know, Branded Fusion. It does so many things in Draco Tail. That would have done a lot for Yummy if it was available. So that's kind of the same thing. And yeah, the fact that they semi-limited the Snatchy, okay, that's fine. But you'll be surprised. Most people already play this card at 2 from what I've been playing against in some of the matchups in TCG. And even on online simulators, people are playing this card at 2 anyway. So this is kind of like a irrelevant hit. Even this one, the Marshmallow, yes, it's a newer card, but this one is kind of okay-ish. But it's obviously the one that can summon itself without any, you know, Light Tuner or Light Sync or Synchro Monster or Link 1. It can just summon provided you have all Light Beast monsters or no monsters at all. So that is kind of, you know, sort of like, okay, whatever. But the other Yummy cards are not hit, which is fine because it's okay. But we'll see how this deck plays, because I can tell you now, just without even looking at any other cards, Yummy is probably going to be very up there in terms of the high tier decks. Definitely tier 1. And I think in terms of what's the best version, well, we can actually have a look at that in the, you know, OCG and TCG. We can actually see what actually people are playing in terms of what version are they playing, because obviously in TCG it's slightly different to OCG just because the card pool's a bit different, and it's always you know, different to see how people interact based on what cards are available. So, but I think, in my opinion, Yummy Mitsurugi is going to be like the new Snake Eyes. It's going to be very explosive, more resilient to hand traps, multiple ways to play the game. And you think, okay, you hand trap them here, but they can still play the game. So I think Yummy Mitsurugi might be up there. Yummy Fiendsmith is also a thing. Pure Yummy, I don't know, because based on these hits, I mean, yes, you can play Pure Yummy, but you know there's going to be certain choke points if you're playing Pure Yummy, whereas if you're playing other stuff, it makes you more resilient to things. And luckily, those combos can kind of bridge into, like, I know Mitsurugi can bridge nicely into Yummy and vice versa. So just because of Herald of Arclight, literally, that's like the main focus there. But yeah, and also Zombie Vampire, also I see people playing that too. So we'll have a look at it and see what the actual impact is. So let us open up that now, actually. So we can actually have a look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta first and see what actually is going to be impactful in terms of, you know, how Yummy is going to impact the game, because I definitely believe it's going to impact the game a lot. So we'll see how that goes. So let's just see here. So we can obviously look at the tier list now. Remember, tier lists are just relatively based on what's happening right now. So obviously this is in the last month. But if we go look at basically maybe the last 3 months, we can see kind of a reflection, see how in the last 3 months Yami has been doing well. So in the TCG, you can see there, people are loving Yami Mitsurugi. And you can see Mitsurugi is right down there, but people are preferring Yami Mitsurugi even over pure Yami because, again, all about being more resilient to hand traps and having ways to play the game without necessarily, okay, you stop your starter, then that's it. You need to have other kind of ways to play or extend. So that's kind of the problem with playing pure decks, is because you can play it pure, but to be competitive as possible, you have to find a way to kind of compensate. Okay, yes, if my main play gets negated, do I have a follow-up in terms of extension? And if you don't have that extension, then you pretty much have like a half board, and then it's not going to do much, right? But in the case of Draco Tail, they don't really care because their half board is still kind of decent because they have quick effect Femina in the hand. Whereas the same with Yami, they can make a half board, but they can also quick sync on your turn. They can also disrupt you on your turn. So there's a lot of things you can do there. So we can look at the Yami Mitsurugi deck first, and we can kind of see like kind of an ideal like deck list, of course. Now, obviously, what we can do on the side, which is really nice, we can actually filter for, obviously, we're seeing now Marshmallows at 3. They got Droll at 3 for some reason, masterduels at 2. So that also kind of plays the mindset of, okay, how things actually work in the TCG versus the OCG. It's very, very different. You notice they're playing the one field spell, they're not playing the other one. I think maybe you might see people play two field spells. And what am I talking about here? If I go to all the Yami cards, you can see what cards are actually available. So you can see that there are 14 cards. So we know Snatchy is going to be semi-limited, and we know the Marshmallow is going to be semi-limited. So in terms of crafting material, they've already confirmed the UR is Marshmallow and Snatchy. So already you're going to be playing 2 Snatchy, and you're going to be playing 2 Marshmallow, and I think everything else you might probably play at 3. I think so, because given the fact that Marshmallow is 1 less copy, maybe you can say, okay, I can maybe play the Lollipop at 1, everything else at 3, and then this at 2, maybe. Because I think you need about 8 or 9 Yummies to play the game, kind of. But I think Cupsy is the one that is more better, because this one on summon adds a Yummy card. So I think this one definitely at 3. I think these ones, the Cookie and the Lollipop, are the ones where people might switch up and say, okay, maybe 2-3 copies. Because obviously before this card came out, you were playing all 3 of them because it was 9. But then I think because when this card came in, it's slightly better than Lollipop and Cookie. But I think Cupsy, I think regardless, you have to play that one at 3 at least. But these ones you can kind of play around. You'll see people playing 2 or 3 or even 1. It just depends what you want to do. Then obviously you got the Yummy Surprise, which is another good card for them as well. And again, you also have 3 effects, but you can use 1 of them with the Scar's Name per turn. So you can either spin 2 cards back and 2 Light Beast monsters. You can summon a Yummy from your hand or grave. You can return a field spell from your hand or from your field or graveyard to the hand. Then place a different field spell. So a lot of interaction you can do, as well as extend, because obviously you can summon a Yummy from the grave as well. So if you are getting hand trapped and you don't have any other plays, normally Cupsy is the one that gets access to your surprise. Snatchy is the one that gives you access to your minion, which is the main field spell. The other one isn't so relevant per se, because this one is the one that is more disruptive. But you can have a situation where you might use this one over the other one. It just depends what's going on. And because the Marshmallow can actually recover this field spell from the banish pile, even banishing it sometimes doesn't really matter because they can just get it back. So the only way to literally deal with this is to banish it face down. That's the only way. Otherwise, you're not really doing much there. So that's kind of the one thing about Yummy. They have a lot of interactions, and they can recover a lot of their cards back. So it's kind of like a good grind game that they can have with most decks. Then similar to obviously them with the synchros, you can see there for this card Synchro Summon, all of them have the same clause. You can use a Link 1 as a level 1 tuner. So literally all you need is just a Link 1 and any of the level 1s, then you can go into a level 2 synchro, which is either the Cookie, the Cupsy, or the Lollipo Yummy Way. So all the Yummy Ways are all of them are all synchros. So it's just the upgraded forms of these. So all those main effect monsters are all synchro monsters. Now be careful, they have different effects. So the best one is the one you normally summon first in your combo is the Cupsy, because that one adds 2 Yummies from your deck to your hand and discard a card. So the play is you add, if you didn't have Cupsy already in your plays already, you add a Cupsy plus another Yummy card, then you discard a card. If you don't have a Yummy in the grave, you have to discard a Yummy because you need to have your field spell live, which can target a Yummy monster while you control a Link 1. So that doesn't necessarily be a Snatchy, it can be any Link 1. You can literally revive back a Yummy from the grave. So you ideally want to have certain cards in rotation, especially the Marshmallow and the Cupsy, because they'll give you cards, they'll give you follow up, they'll give you all those things. The other ones, they do certain things you better on your opponent's turn, because you can see the effects that over and above summoning themselves. If they control a Link 1 or a Synchro 2, you can summon them from the hand. Their on-summon effects are slightly different. So for Cookie, it's you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, it loses 1,000 attack, or if this card was summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, you can destroy that monster instead. So basically, if you summon it by the effect of any of these, right? Because any of these synchros have that effect on your opponent's turn. When you activate a card or effect, you can quick effect return this card to the extra deck and then summon up to 2 Yummies from the grave. They are not negated, so they are going to trigger. So if you use Cookie, you're going to destroy a monster instead. If it's the Cupsy, you only draw a card if you summon by a synchro monster, which is not really good. The main effect actually is searching a Yummy card, which is what you want. And then the Lollipo is also a disruption from the grave, where you can, instead of shuffling it into the deck, you can actually banish it instead. So it could be relevant depending on the chain link order, what you want to do. In addition to that, because Snatchy once per chain can quick sync, basically, you can go into the Cookie, the Lollipo, or even the Cupsy. But Cupsy doesn't really do anything on the opponent's turn other than summoning 2 Yummies from the grave. But in terms of the on-summon effect, so if you look at Cookie, for example, that one actually does a Book of Moon in a way, because you can target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field, change into face-down defense. So unfortunately for Draco Tail, or it's actually not unfortunate for Draco Tail, fortunately for Draco Tail, if they flip your cards face down, remember you can still fuse with monsters that are face down. But unfortunately, you cannot synchro, you cannot exceed, and you cannot link summon with monsters face down. That's the only downside. But for Draco Tail, I think they should be fine, or any fusion based deck. You're not really affected by this effect. So this is not really as useful against Draco Tail per se, but in other matchups it's really, really strong. Then the Lollipo is also in a way kind of a disruption in a way, but not really, because it's not even a disruption, because you just summon 2 Yummies from the grave, but they negated those. So the only real one is the Cookie, obviously, and the Cookie, the main deck one, and then the Synchro one. Those are the actual like Yummy disruptions over and above your quick syncing. But one problem with Snatchy, for some reason, it doesn't say you must synchro summon a Yummy synchro monster. You can synchro summon any synchro monster provided you are using a Yummy monster you control. So what's nice thing about Yummy, they like using cards like the Herald of Arclight to summon on your opponent's turn. They can literally summon Herald of Arclight on your opponent's turn. That will literally be a floodgate number 1, because any monster sent from the hand or main deck to the graveyard is banished instead. And on top of that, it's a Omni Negate, which is kind of crazy. And if it goes to the grave, it searches a ritual monster, aka Habakiri, because that's what you're going to be playing it like that. Or not, if you're not playing it with Mitsurugi. But if you're playing Mitsurugi, then there's value there because you get that. So there's that. Now, as part of the combos, you'll see they will summon other, I think it's the Samsara the Samsara Cat, Sara Cat, yeah, this one. The Zombie Synchro Tuner. This is a level 3, but with a Synchro 2, because the Yummies, I believe there are tuners also. Let me see, Yummy. I believe the Yummies are also Synchro, yeah. So all the Yummy Synchros are also Synchro tuners. So it kind of facilitates going into Synchro 3 plays and Synchro 4. So you'll see a lot of people playing different combos in that light. So you're going to see exactly how people are going to be playing it. But you'll see from combos, videos, you'll see that's kind of like why it's kind of broken, because it doesn't say Synchro Summon into Yummy Synchros, just Synchro Summon using Yummy monsters you control or a Yummy monster. The same thing with the Melfies. The Melfies also would Synchro Summon into Herald of Arclight, because the Penny also says Synchro Summon using a this card you control and a monster in the hand or whatever. So it's a beast basically, right? Same with these. Also they're light beast. So they just basically do the same thing. So those are the cards. And now we don't know if all these other cards are also coming out. I know some of them was released quite late. Like you see this one here. The Marshmallow came in September, but we're getting it. And then this card released in July. So I believe all these cards, we might be getting it. We may not be getting it, because I believe Draco Tail did not get all their Draco Tail cards. So I know with this one, you see it came out October 25th. So maybe this one might not come out so soon. But I think anything that came when Marshmallow came, we might get that support. I think these other 2 cards, we might get it later, I believe. So only time will tell. But for now, that's what we're looking at. So this is, as you can see, this is how you pretty much play, Yummy. Like right there, you can see you play with 1 surprise, you play with 1 field spell, but maybe you might play 2 in Master Duel, I don't know. And obviously the usual Mitsurugi board, the engine, of course. And then you can see the ratios of how people are playing it. They're playing 1 Lollipo, 1 Cookie, but I remember because Marshmallow's at 3, so now that Marshmallow's at 2, maybe you'll play maybe 2 Cookie and 1 Lollipo, and then 3 Cupsy, because you have to make up the ratios of at least 8 to 9 Yummies, and you're good to go. You can pretty much play the game. You can see they're playing Mitsurugi engine, they're playing hand traps, and you can see from the extra deck, you're only playing 1 of each. And then you're also playing other cards like the Sorrow Cat, Herald of Arclight. Now, before Sorrow Cat, people were playing Metal Marcher, the Synchro 3, that can revive back a tuner, which is basically any of the Synchro Yummies. And then you're going from there. But now, since you have Sorrow Cat, it's a bit easier. Then you'll see also a combo with Zombie Vampire because of Mitsurugi, right? Mitsurugi will give you the level 8. So you can go into Zombie Vampire, mill 4 cards, summon a Yummy potentially from your opponent's graveyard or your own, and you go from there. And usually you would summon this in the Extra Monster Zone, because Extra Monster Zone, you'll have the combo with Gravity Controller, which requires a non-link monster in the Extra Monster Zone. So usually you would use Zombie Vampire. Okay, you don't get anything. Okay, cool. You mill a Gravity Controller, that's a link 1, or you don't mill it, you summon it. Then if you have a Yummy in the hand, then you have your combo from there. So it's not really that bad if you don't mill anything, because you just go into Gravity Controller, and if you have a link 1 or on the field, you can summon your Yummy cards. The only one you cannot summon is Marshmallow, because Marshmallow says it must be light beast only on the field, or no monsters. So this one cannot special summon from the hand immediately, but all the other 3 can do it. So that's the nice thing about it. And then obviously you have other techs like Dynamondo, Little Knight. Obviously Gorgon is also there, so you might see that also in the play. And yeah, I think Yummy Mitsurugi will be a very good deck, similar to we saw now with Raizo Mitsurugi. You'll see Yummy Mitsurugi will pretty much be in the same bracket, and Raizo Mitsurugi is still good. Despite all the hits, they're still decent. So you really think semi-limiting Marshmallow, semi-limiting Snatch is going to do anything? I don't think so, because you can see there already someone is playing even when the TCG has it unlimited, people are playing it at 2. So it doesn't really make a difference. If you even look at the OCG as well, it's a different story, because in the OCG you can see there, these guys are playing it slightly different, because you can see they're playing it with Fiendsmith and Mitsurugi, or some people are just playing Yami Fiendsmith only, or now in this case, this guy's playing all of it. So it really depends what you want to do. But you know, masterduel always has their way to innovate and find maybe new ways to play Yami, because I know the Millennium engine that people like in masterduel, so they'll probably use that. But again, it's all about being resilient to stuff. And in masterduel, it's obviously a very different format compared to all the other formats. So you can see even the OCG, you can see Snatchy's at 1 there, so they have it a lot more difficult to play with. They also don't have Moon of Closed Heaven. We also have Sprite Elf, mind you. So there's a lot of combos that are very different that are possible in masterduel, but are not possible in any other format. So it will be interesting to see what will be the best version to play. Similar with Dracotail, playing pure is also fine. Playing branded Dracotail is also fine too. So people are always conflicted to say what actually is the best way. Some are playing even Magistus engine, some are even playing Fiendsmith engine. So same thing with Yami, you can splash it many different decks, different engines even, and it will play just fine. So I think only time will tell, but yeah, Yami will be probably everywhere, probably, because if they're like Snake Eyes before, then people will love this. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about how do you feel about Yami? Is Yami okay? I know you guys are not happy about it, but unfortunately, Yami is basically Snake Eyes 2.0. So instead of link summoning, you're synchro summoning. Yes, you are still link summoning, but you're really synchro summoning. Let's be honest. So that's the real main play. So I don't know. Yami is here. It's coming out soon, and we'll see on the in the week, later in the week, what the other cards are going to come in with the pack. So if you're excited for Yami, then let's see how it goes. But obviously the meta is definitely going to shift a little bit, or it might not even shift at all. But I know definitely the Dracotail might have a tricky matchup if they're not going first. It's because Yami can make a pretty insane board that's interactive enough. So I think yeah, and also mind you, Ghost Spell might be relevant more than ever, because already you used Ghost Spell for Dracotail. Now I think because there's someone from the graveyard a lot to make the disruptions live, Ghost Spell will come in very clutch. I think the choke point would be maybe in terms of Ash, might be the Cupsy, because that's obviously if they don't have you pray they don't have anything, but usually this is like the good effect to Ash, because everything else doesn't feel good to Ash. Like for example, I wouldn't Ash the Cupsy adding a Yami card, because it's always gonna add the Yami surprise. So for me, I wouldn't worry about this, because this is not something that you should be stressing about. It's rather when they're adding 2 Yami cards. Anything that adds 2 cards, you want to negate that, right? You'll see a lot of trends are, if a card adds 2, you probably want to Ash that. Adding 1 card isn't so meta relevant, but adding 2 and discarding a card which is potentially something that wants to be in the grave, that you're stopping all of that. So that is probably like a good Ash. Otherwise, obviously yes, Maxi and everything can stop it, but it just depends what they do, and most of these guys always will have a counter for it. So it just depends what's going on. So yeah, it's not invincible, but it's definitely going to feel like Snake Eye levels, where you have to work and grind and make sure your deck can brute force to quite a few disruptions, or you can find a way to shut it down. Can Dark Ruler stop it? Kind of, but not really. You know, there's just so many things going on, and they could easily just negate it with like Mitsurugi or something else. So it's really just, you know, it is what it is. I see D barriers in the side deck here, but obviously for us there's no side deck. So I mean, D barrier might be relevant, but similar to Draco Tail, you call fusion is done, but even that sometimes doesn't do anything, because if you're not going first and you don't open this card, then what do? Because if you're going turn 2 and if they have Femina in hand, they can literally just chain to whatever you have. Remember, you've triggered the effects in grave, so even though the fusion monster is negated, you're still triggering all the other stuff. So yeah, you can't fuse again, but you're still letting them activate their stuff. So yeah, that's kind of my initial thoughts on Yummy per se, and how I think it's going to impact the meta. I think it's going to be still kind of relatively healthy. I wouldn't say it's going to be toxic per se, but it might be. Just depends how people adapt to Yummy and how the interactions are, because I think people will be kind of overwhelmed by the interactions they will have, similar to Draco Tail. But again, no one's really complaining about Draco Tail per se. It's more like other decks like Malice and Razzle Mitsurugi and everything. So we'll see what Yummy does in the meta. So only time will tell. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about it, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And yeah, that is that. So we'll see you next time, and let us know how Yummy's going to impact Master Duel for you, or you're going to wait for the anniversary, because remember, there's an anniversary next month. Anniversary is coming soon, so hold your gems. Maybe, I don't know, you're going to spend too much. I know in my case I have gems, so that is that. And yeah, that is it. So we'll see you on the next video. Cheers. Okay, so there was also some other cards also that I think we can maybe look at. I know there was some lower cards with Medius to Pure and everything. There was also this hand trap, which is crazy for synchro decks. I didn't give my thoughts on this, but I think this card is quite interesting because it's obviously good in synchro decks, obviously, but I think it's not something that's supposed to be used, because obviously you can use it in non-synchro decks, but it's actually a pretty good effect, to be fair, because you reveal this card plus the synchros you reveal in your extra deck, and obviously if your monsters you send have disruptions, it's actually pretty decent. So it's actually a decent hand trap, I would say, and I like that it's only locked in, like only synchros can benefit really, but if you're playing Dogmatica or something, you can just send whatever you want. So it's really just whatever it is, really. Can't wait to cook with RDA. Yeah, I mean, now RDA is scary now, because now they have a 1-card combo that can give you like 9 disruptions, which is kind of insane. And I think they're really pushing out all these rival decks, you know, Dragon Link, RDA, you know, Blue Eyes even. You know, they keep pushing out all these crazy supports, but the problem is, the reality is they will never really be meta because there's a lot of choke points, and that uninterrupted board is without, it obviously loses to like Draw, Maxi, because they search a lot of cards, so it does suck. And obviously Maxi, you're not really doing that full board because you're drawing like 50 million cards, or even full loss even, so it's not really like, it's powerful, but RDA is just in the same bracket as any other deck. Yes, it's powerful when you uninterrupt. The same thing with Super Quantum, right? Super Quantum feels unfair because you're summoning a towers that literally says you cannot do anything except for summoning and trying to out a 3600 up to 4800 attack monster, which you can't add anything, and you can't even use card effects to add. It's the same thing. So it's good, but it's not meta because again it has issues. So because if you hand trap them at a certain point, or you use full loss Maxi, you're not making that full board, or you are, but you're giving them a lot of advantage. So I think RDA is in that same bracket. They're combining, or they're combining this new hand trap with Golden Cloud, Beast Malong. Yeah, Cloud Beast Malong, and also the Pack-a-Bit as well. Those synchros actually do something turn 0 potentially. Like, I know Pack-a-Bit, I was saying initially like it's fine, but now you see, I wish there was a way you could use this in like in Marincess, but unfortunately this only says you can only use synchro monsters effects from the extra deck, and I feel like we're not really playing synchro. So for Ice Barrier, this is really nice because they can send this to the grave and then it can be a disruption. Put a card in the back row. That's good for Ice Barrier and even Goldie as well. So Malong can also send stuff back. Herald of Arclight, search Habakiri. Before even you start your plays, you have Habakiri already in your hand. That's kind of nuts. So there's a lot of potential there with this card. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But honestly, right now it's too early to tell because it's only coming out now, and we'll see what the OCG does with it. So we'll see. Then in terms of what other cards I wanted to look at, they have more Mediaster Pure archetype cards, and obviously I saw Doomsday there. I'm gonna look at that. So apparently this is like the penultimate, boss, because obviously you saw now from Duelist Advance they started this Mediaster Pure Archmage stuff. That was the fusion, basically the fusion deck. Then obviously they released the Elven Notes. Oh no. The Doomsday, the Xyz deck. They released that also. Then the Elven Notes also came out, and now we are here now. So now we're dealing with pendulums now. You can see all these cards are pendulum, which is kind of funny because in Genesis format these cards are banned, so you can't even use them. So only in like the main format you can use them, which is kind of weird. But anyway, this bad boy is 5,000. And it has some crazy effects. I think it can be summoned from your face-up from your extra deck or graveyard by returning one fusion, synchro, or Xyz monster from your face-up field. So where would you have fusion, synchro, and Xyz monster at the same time, and or grave? Because as far as I know, the Mediaster Pure Power Patrons, they're all different. They're all different decks. You don't really synergize them together because the one locks you out of the other. So there's one that locks you out of fusions, one locks you out of synchros, and the one that locks you out of synchros. So I don't know how this practical is going to be. So we'll see. But then now when you go further, you will see there are other cards now. It's more like the pendulum versions of the Power Patrons, basically. So for each archetype, because you can see that this one here is a scale 1. I think all of them are scale 1. But this first one is treated as an Archmage card, so obviously you play this card in Archmage, right? And they all have this crazy effect where they can do something. I think it's banishing the top 3 of your cards of your deck face down. You destroy this card, and then you can summon basically the fusion that the Power Patron goes into. And it's treated as a fusion summon. The other one is XC summon. The other one is a synchro summon. So they all do the same effect, the second one, but the first effects are different. So this one here in the pendulum zone is different because it negates basically like Rise Your Cross. This first one, it's basically when a monster activated by your opponent in response resolves, you can negate the effect. So it's like Rise Your Cross, but it basically it destroys, which is pretty cool for Power Patron or Archmage. So obviously you're playing this card in Archmage, of course, which is pretty broken. And then it also has another effect where you can, if this card's added to your extra deck face up, you can summon a Power Patron or Archmage monster from your deck or face up extra deck, except this card. So it's kind of interesting for the Archmage stuff. If we go to the Xyz one, the machine one, this one is also quite interesting because it's also treated as a Doomsday card. So during the main phase, you can destroy this card and one Power Patron or Doomsday monster in your hand or face-off field, which does trigger the effects as well. You can destroy one card on the field. So it's kind of like a board breaker in a way. But you can stop this. If you clear this card, then it's fine. Then, like I said, does the same thing, summons the other guy, the Power Patron of Destruction for the Xyz. It's a rank 10, I think. And then you can attach a card from your hand to it. So someone asked actually, can you play Doomsday in like Xyz decks? You can, but the problem is Doomsday is more about equip cards and they gain effects when they're equipped. The only synergy that I can see with this Doomsday, now that this card's out, is, you know, there's a Doomsday card. Let me look at the Doomsday quickly. There's a card that basically says you can add a equip spell or set an equip spell, or which is a Doomsday spell or trap basically. I think it's the Elara, this one here, the Doomsday number 8, or no, Doomsday 7/7, because 7. It just costs no more special or destroyed by card effect. You can set a Doomsday spell trap from your deck, right? But that's not where the bridge is. While this card's equipped with an equip card, quick effect, you can special summon one Wind, Xyz, Machine, Monster from your extra deck with the same rank as this card's level, so obviously level 4. And if you do, attach this card and its equip cards to that monster as its material, and it's treated as a properly summoned Xyz. So the synergy, I think, where you could play this kind of tech, you normal summon this, you set this card here, right? This card is the only equip that it has, right? The relevant effect is, you see when it says a Doomsday monster equipped with this card, or a Wind Machine Xyz monster that has this card as material gains the following effects. You cannot target this card with card effects. That for me is the main effect. The other one isn't so relevant because you're not destroying cards, right? The main thing is you can literally summon something that's untargetable, crash into it, make Zeus, and you're good to go, right? But only if it's a Wind Xyz machine. So these aren't the only Wind Xyz machines that you can summon, right? Because obviously you would think, okay, it's this one. No, Superquant also has a Wind machine. So if you look at the synergy there, so I can actually summon this with that one card, and it's got 2 materials because it's sending itself and the equip card. And the nice thing is, if you have a like a Zayton, or if you have a Fairy Zayton, or if you have this card, you pretty much bridge into Superquants based on that one card only. So you go into already a Superquant rank 4, and you can bridge into your Superquant plays, and you can make your Magnus still, because now you have to worry about 2 less Xyz instead of 3. So you could technically play this with Superquants, but I don't know how that's gonna, be meta relevant per se. It's a small little engine, yes, but I don't think it's going to be compared to what we already play with it. Like, I mean, you're playing Mitsurugi with it, you're playing K9 with it, because remember, Mitsurugi also gives you the same thing. If you start with Aramasa, gives you the same thing, right? So if that one's a little bit better, then why not play that? Because this one can be impermed. The Doomsday card, they could, on normal summon, could be imperm. So that's the only thing. So I'm probably not going to be even thinking about that, but anyway, that's just my thoughts on that. And then the same with this one. This one's an Elven Notes card, and it does the same thing. This one I think draws 2 and discards when it's in the Pendulum Scale, fine, and it summons the Power Patron of Tuning, the other boss, right? That's fine. Then there's a new main deck monster for Elven Notes. Clearly they didn't have like good effects, but now it seems like they have. This is a quick effect. Send one other Elven Notes card from your hand or face of field to the grave. Summon this card from your hand, and then on summon, and you're going to obviously summon it in the center main monster zone, you're going to summon an Elven Notes monster from your deck. So that's literally a turn 0 interruption. And because it's quick effect, it can even happen in the draw phase, standby phase, main phase, battle phase, anywhere. So it's kind of a disruption on turn 0, which is kind of crazy. Because remember, those Elven Note cards have disruptions, either banishing a card till the end phase, returning a monster to the hand, returning a spell trap to the hand. So it's really, really strong. So that deck's going to be a bit of a problem when it comes out. And yeah, I think that was like the main the main cards I wanted to just look at. Oh yeah, this is a literal cheat code for Archmage. Like, because obviously it's a searchable Archmage card, and you can literally activate it the turn it was set. Now I like that Konami is kind of realizing that trap cards are a bit slow, even though you can search them. So similar to Super Quan, the traps you're barely playing them because only blue can summon, only blue can search them. But now you can actually, you know, set them and activate them immediately. So then that's a really good thing. But yeah, I think overall, this is kind of sad because it's a Omni Negate, and you can banish that fusion monster, any fusion, back until the end phase, and that's pretty much it. So it's kind of a GG from there, you know. And yeah, it's kind of Archmage just became a bit more scary with this counter trap card. Because remember, if you're playing against like Draco Tail, you can literally just negate anything, and that's GG. So yeah, and you return everything back as well. If you control 3 different monster types on your field, that's actually pretty powerful because then it shuts down all the interruptions. Very good, and that's it. And this is what every deck needs. They need things to find ways to interact, find ways to counter stuff, because now everything is just one card, unbreakable board, that's it. And you have barely anything to work with. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I think the other cards are kind of okay, but obviously the main stuff is these 3 cards, these pendulum cards, and then obviously this 4th one. So we'll see how it's going to be played out when these cards come out in their own deck. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll be getting a new lure very soon. And yeah, hopefully it's something that is water related, because recently we haven't got any good water support since Mermail and Sharks, ironically enough. So we need something more now. Okay, I think that's that is that. When does it come out, bro? It's coming out this month. This month is coming out in Blazing Dominion, so it's gonna come out way later, way later, unless Konami decides to drop a fast one and say no, we're gonna release it early. I doubt that, but we'll see. So yeah, it negates the bureau. It does a lot of things. So it's Archmage becomes scary. So a little bit, but obviously that's the poster deck. So yeah, but okay, that is that. Let's see if we can get into some games. Yes, yeah, I think we can get into some games. Yeah, let's do that. So where are we? Platinum 4. Are we on the verge of ranking up? I think so. Too bad I made Master 5 with it already. That's good. That's good. I mean, at least now you got it before Yummy comes out. So that's good. But I know people's strategy, they like to normally rank up before new pack comes out, then they're good. Too bad I can't squeeze the replays in. Okay, we can look at it after this game. We can look at it after the game. Don't worry. Ooh, this is good but bad also, because normal summons that get hand trapped is very dangerous. Now we do have triple tactics talent, but yeah, it's not a good opening hand here, as you can see. Does he have draw? You thought you want to play Marincess too? I mean, we can, but why not? There's no. The thing is, there's no rush playing Marincess though. Like, I always will play it, and I'll tell you, no, it's playable, and then that's it. But I don't think it's we can play it. It's not an issue. Oh, he's got Ash. Okay. Okay, I need to check his hand first. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm under maxi. I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna see if even going further is even worth it. We can't even do any plays anyway, so you might as well just look at the hand. What? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at this. This is like god tier levels of... Okay, I think I'm gonna send this because he's gonna use Fiendsmith, and then I'm gonna draw him, and then he's done. So we're good. We can play Morentis after this. How about that? We'll play it for the rest of the day. How's that? A typical. I knew what he was gonna do with that. Search that track, and this is where you draw here. And I've seen his hand. White Forest sucks to draw. Can't add anymore. Literally can't add. Literally can't add. And I throw away his normal summon too. Are you gonna make a Synchro 6? Okay, it's fine. Also, I can't wait for the new Earth machines to come too. Yeah, that I'm also working on that in the background, like trying to find a way to play it in different techs. Obviously boosting Ancient Gear, because our Ancient Gear can actually go first, because Ancient Gear is for, like, you know, OTKing, but then you can use the trains for going first. Are you serious? 2 effect monsters. Now, can you see why Moon of the Closed Heaven is a problem? Can you at least see why Moon of the Closed Heaven is banned? Because look at this now. His turn was supposed to end when I drove him, but for some reason he managed to get two bodies on field, and now he just has full combo now. All of a sudden. It's so annoying. And that's why Moon has to go. Because now you see, he's not punished because he's just, okay, I got 2 bodies, I can still make my combo. Despite being... his deck loses to draw, but because he has 2 bodies, it's fine. Oh, gosh. And I think that's a big problem with Fiendsman, because when they made Moon of Closed Heaven, it's like they didn't think people are not going to abuse this. They're going to abuse it, obviously. Because his turn should have ended right there. He could have made his White Forest Synchro, and that's it. But no. He has plan B. And I think this is lethal damage now, I think. I believe so. Yeah, he still got plays. You can summon a Azamina. Okay. There you go. Yeah, this is lethal. There it is. You see? You got lethal damage only because he was able to make 2 bodies and go into Moon of Closed Heaven. That's literally it. That's literally it. Wait, what? Wave King Caesar. Could he have not linked off the Wait, what? Was that step necessary though? Ugh, whatever, I lose anyway. It's so stupid, right? He was supposed to not even have a way to play based on his hand, but yet 2 bodies equals Moon of Closed Heaven equals Fiendsman combo. Interesting. And yet he maxied me, and I tried to do the minimal play, but yet he gets rewarded. Insane, right? And remember, I checked his hand. So it's not like I didn't know what the best play was. Insane, right? Based on his hand, he should have not done anything. Yeah. He shouldn't have done anything. But, of course, the game rewards him for... I don't even know. Actually, no. Let me have a look at this again. I just want to see something because did he have the Estella already in his hand? Because if he didn't, that's luck right there. I just want to check when I looked at the hand, what was there? Because I could have played, but of course, under Max C, wow, cool. And Ash on top of that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this, guys. Look at this. He didn't have Estella at all. No Estella. He managed to draw Estella. Estella gives you a light spellcaster from the deck. And obviously he got the track from there. But still, the fact that he drew Estella, that just shows you how rigged this game is. Because clearly, like, you have to stop playing. Okay, so you go for the next best thing, snap the best card out of his hand because he's going to force to use Fiendsmith Engraver, which you have Joel for. This cannot search, this cannot do anything, but he happened to draw Estella. And that's why I lost the game, because you got two bodies. You can't make that up. You literally can't make that up. But anyway, let us change the deck. Let's see if it's going to make a difference or not. Because how do you explain that? Because your 6th card happened to be the card that you actually needed, because you could literally play through that draw like nothing. Because 2 bodies equals moon. So weird. And that is many problems with this game. Like, it doesn't feel like it making sense. So I was gonna say now, what kind of hand is this? And then I'm like, okay, at least got light stage. But the thing is, I could lose to Joel because Joel is prevalent in the format, so I have to. And Ash. Exactly. That's it. This hand is not good at all. Because no, that's it. I knew, because this. Again, if you don't have any other card, then it's a problem. But if you have other cards, it's okay. Because this is supposed to bait stuff, but this is not a good hand at all. And they're playing what? Probably Draco Tail or something? Fusion Summon. What? Heroes. Vision Hero. Oh. So I was like, this can't attack directly though. So what are you doing? Okay. What? Is that your main play? You did all of that? Okay, your opening hand wasn't the best, but I mean, huh? What? Are you serious? Is that your best play? Okay, give us a water monster. No, that's not what you want. We don't want that. We don't want that. So it seems like he doesn't have anything. No, he doesn't have anything. So we literally just have Ice Barrier to give us that water monster, then we're good to go. But he could also just draw like the best card ever, then he just wins the game. Ah, there we go. What did I just say? He gets a card that can just put him right back in it. Of course. You see what I'm saying? Like, of course. The same with the other duel. He happened to have the card that he actually needs and he got it. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. If this is not evidence of being rigged, I don't know. Because clearly, I'm missing something here. Literally, I'm missing something. Just like that, he's back in the game with one card, eh? Just one card. That's it. Wow. It literally feels rigged, bro. And now I'm saying sometimes masterduel doesn't really make sense. Because how do you explain that? One card brings them literally. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're not dead yet, but we still have a chance. Yeah, we're still in it. We are still in it. Only because we have Ice Barrier. If it wasn't for Ice Barrier, we would have lost the game. This is negated, so this won't do anything. What about this one? Wonder Driver? Bro, like, what kind of hero player is this? What? Okay. Let's see what we get for our next draw. What a monster! Nah. Oh. Okay. What a monster! No, what a monster. I'll send title because why not? Okay. Let's start breaking the board. Actually, no, I'm gonna search this first. Yeah, I'm gonna search this first. I'll get that out of here. Okay, it doesn't have any disruption, so it's like doesn't really matter. Yeah, we should be fine now. Send this. Yeah, GG. Because I'm like, there's no way, bro. I'm gonna lose to a player like that? No way, bro. This guy was not playing optimally. And even with the cards that he had, I don't know if that was optimal though. Like, that was very strange from the get-go. But okay. Let's play one more game to see if it's rigged or not. Because that literally felt rigged, bro. Like, come on. Let's just see. I don't know. Oh, wow. This is actually a decent hand, actually, going second. Actually decent. 3 hand traps and a starter. Not bad. For a change. Oh, ho, ho, ho. They can't banish anything. Uh-oh. You can't banish. You literally can't banish. Your whole combo says banish, you can't banish. No. This turn is done. Yep. You literally can't banish. Unfortunately, Goldie, you cannot banish, but yeah. That's literally a turn ender. Bro, what is this? I only play 2 prints and I get 2 prints. Seriously? Seriously, game? Is this what we're doing now? You could have given me anything else, but you give me a second prince? Oh, great. He's got Maxi of himself, right? Or him. Okay. Bro, yo. Okay. I'm kind of screwed now. Can I OTK still? Yeah, I can. I can. If I send this, it gets to get it, but I get to add Poseidra, then I can send that off. Yeah, I think that's better. Hey, Snerd, welcome. Going good. Can't complain. How are you doing? Let's see. Because I drew this. Yeah, I think let's go for the... Yeah, let's just go for this. We're gonna get to get it anyway, so it's fine. If he has Ash, I'll be shocked. No, he doesn't. Okay, that's good. That's... It doesn't it doesn't matter, bro, because I'm still gonna play the game. And that's what I like about Mermail. Like, it just plays nice into hand traps. Like, you don't even care if your stuff gets negated because you're sending for cost. Same with Super Quant, you're sending for cost. So you get to play the game. Not like Blue Tang or something gets Ash or whatever, then you stop. It's so annoying sometimes. So, yeah. Just waiting for Yummy now at this point. Yeah, I think a lot of people are waiting for Yummy. I'm specifically waiting for K9 to come out because it will make Super Quantum a lot better, like a whole lot better. But Yummy is scary. It's basically Snake Eyes 2.0 with less steps. You're waiting for Elven Notes and Archmage, bro. Elven Notes will come a long time. Long time. That is the... Bro, what is this game? I only played 2 Shadow Squad. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I only played 2 Shadow Squad. Now I have to send... Oh my goodness. This is so stupid. Oh, okay. There we go. The power of Neptibus Atlantean Prince. 1 card combo. And people scoop because they're like, Mermail's gonna hand rip me, whatever. Bro, I'm scooping. It always works. You never see that with Marincis. They will stay there and they'll sit with this. They'll always scoop. Always do. And we can see what deck they're playing. We can see. You can see. Yeah, we'll take them. We're not complaining, right? We're not complaining. Let's see what they're playing. Really? Draco Tail? Really? Draco Tail scooped? I refuse to accept that because you're telling me you had no hand traps? Not even Femina, not even Nibiru? Well, technically Mermail can play well through all of those things. You can snipe your hand traps, do everything. Perfect. And remember, I had a bad hand, mind you. I had a bad hand. I drew double Shadow Squad. I only played 2 Shadow Squad. I feel like I'm gonna make like a... I feel like I'll make a video just on these 3 replays. Or actually, yeah, 4 of them. Like, it's just the most... Talk about Master Duel being rigged. Literally, look at the hands. Like, what is going on, bro? Bro didn't want to sit around with Draco Tail. Yeah, no. That's it for me. I don't understand why you would scoop. Yes, Mermail rips cards out of your hand, but you have Femina. You can literally dodge all of that. Come on now. By the way, make sure to save those replays since the ranked history resets so soon. No, it's only resetting on Thursday. So probably after the stream, I'm gonna... Or actually tomorrow night I can record it. Yeah, because I might as well just record it and then leave it because I don't want to save it. But okay. Let's look at the replays by time tree. Let's have a look. Have you saved those replays? I think you have. Top one. What is this? Rizio? Oh, Rizio. Yeah, Onomat. Oh, yeah. Pure Onomat. Pure Onomat. Oh, when does Yummy come out? Tomorrow night, or is it tonight? I think it's coming out tomorrow. No, tomorrow night. I think tomorrow night for the guys in the West, because for me it's the 8th of. I think it's the 8th of Jan at 9. Yeah, so it'll be night for you guys. So you see the January 8th, 9:30 in the morning for me, but it'll probably be still like the AM for you guys. So yeah, tomorrow night then, I guess. Yeah. So the rank will not reset and all that, so it's fine. Okay, let's have a look at this replays, because clearly my games are rigged. I don't know what's going on. Okay. And the opponent's deck is, Generator or Gene Raider, whatever you want to call it. When last you see that deck? When it was good with Runic, and that's it. So yeah, a lot of interesting things are coming out in the next few months, eh? For masterduel specifically, I think we'll be getting some good archetypes. Decent ones. Going second. Yeah, you're not missing well, you got Gambara Knight. That's something. Oh, never mind. You got Dodo Warrior. Jeez. Like the best card ever. It's like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, going second, it's pretty bad though. What did I miss? Bro, like, you just missed masterduel being rigged. I'm literally making a video about it. Like, those 3 duels just didn't make sense. And the fact that I was playing, I switched to Mermail Marensis, and I opened like probably all my bricks. Literally. That's crazy. But I still won. But the thing is, because the guy scooped, that's why. That's every day. Yeah, it is. When you only play when you only play 2 of a card and you draw both of them. That's crazy. Or you play 1 of a card and you play 1 and you get 1. And it's a brick in the deck, because it's weird. Ah, you see what I said? Any search that adds 2 cards, you might as well ash that. Mermail, oh no, because what does Mermail known for? Looking at your hand, ripping a card that's gonna disrupt you, and then it's like, oh, Nibiru, okay, bye. Ash, bye. Droll, bye. That's it. So that's why I say the only way to play Marensis is with Mermail, because you have a lot better matchups. You have ways to play around hand traps. It's way better. Because if you're playing pure Marensis, you do not do that. You have to have like triple extenders just to play the game. Especially if you're going second. And like I told you, the deck really thrives going second, which is what you want in masterduel. The deck can play going first, and also going second naturally. Not relying on actual board breakers. Yes, they help you, but Mermail is probably one of the few decks that can break boards with engine. Is this lethal damage? It should be. Wait, wasn't that lethal right there? Or am I missing something? You could have attacked with the Utopia though. Okay, well, I guess not. Jeez, gain 2,000, 3,000. Whoa, what's going on here? Numeron Dragon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The real OTK. Wow. But you technically get OTK from the first go, because as long as you have double or nothing, 10,000 attack minus 1.3 or something, that was 1.5, that was lethal already. So actually no, I couldn't negate my attack there. Why not? Why? Were you locked into something? No, but look at the effect. It says when a monster declares an attack, even your own, negate the attack. So how can you? So why are you telling me that you can't OTK with this card? You can, because this is one of the easiest ways to OTK. You make number 39 Utopia with double or nothing. It's going to be 5,000. You attack any monster that declares an attack, even yourself. You can negate yourself, and then double or nothing will activate because you like you could have lethaled right there. Exactly, would have been Numeron Dragon would have been irrelevant at that point, because you could have just made 10,000 and then make damage. That's it. Same thing. But yeah, now you know. What other replays do you have? Second one. Against Malice. Anything against Malice is good. Because Konami made a big mistake in making Malice in terms of card design. Terrible. And the fact that they're Cybers just makes it even worse. Okay, this hand is very good. You finished the same Malice player twice? It's possible. It is possible. Ah, there's the Maxi. Here's the Maxi. Oh, it wasn't this person, okay. I won the first match because they bricked, but then they lost second because they did the same thing, yeah. Some weird thing? What weird thing was that? What was the weird thing that caused a disconnect? Don't remember. Okay. Jeez, you're just spamming the field here. What's going on? Whoa. Chill. Prime Mathemic Alimbertion adds a level 4 monster. You're obviously going to imperm that, obviously. You're putting one of Dormouse because of Sarcophagus. Yo. Wow. Okay. Utopic future. And there it is. Omni Negate. Yeah, you might as well maxi now, because against Malice you're not gonna have much. Huh? Why would you imperm that? Does it have an effect on field? Hold on. Hold on. Why did you imperm this? Bro. What? What does Gagaga Tactics do? Utopia and Utopic exceeds monster control. Original is light, cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. It's similar to the Supercon trap. You cannot target Supercon monsters and even the cards during main phase 1. Broken. Broken. So you wanted to target the Utopic and you're like, nope. No. So you see, not reading is very crucial, eh? We're watching replays. Yeah, we're watching replays. You got some replays? Let's look at them because clearly I can't play the game because the game is just rigged now. Clearly. And you trying to deck them out. They've used Impulse, they've used have they used Ash? No, they haven't used Ash. Oh, red reboot, that's strong. Red reboot is strong. No, but we got negate for Nibiru already, so it's fine. We got the negate ready for it. Okay, not a bad field. Let's see what they can do. Of course, Dominus Impulse. Of course you do. Not today. So now they can't use their GWC. They cannot use NTP07. They cannot use the TB11. They can't use traps. RIP. Is that going to be useful? The spells? Man. Bro, what is this guy doing? He has no clue what's going on. Oh, now you got Ash. Oh, okay. Yeah, just negate that. No. You maxi me, I maxi you. It's only fair. Oh, Joel. Okay, but Joel's useless against Malice, so. Bro, are you kidding me? Did I not just talk about this? Like, why are you playing such cards, bro? No way, bro. You're playing these type of cards? Wow. You can't even use your traps. What are you even doing? You later. Not my Phoenix. Oh, now he finally reads what this card does. He's like, hey, I need to get rid of this because I cannot target any of these Utopia cards. Or Utopic monsters. Bro. Clearly. No, he's playing literally Dimensional Fissure. Do you know how bad you have to be as a player to be playing such kind of cards? In a deck that already can just banish inherently. Why do you need that card? It's a win more card. Literally a win more. There we go. Dude, it's such a stupid card, bro. Like, why are they playing such cards? Like, are you telling me you're winning games because of this card alone? Yeah, probably. Because obviously it shuts down most decks. You know? Bro, what is this guy doing? Like, of course, you deserve to lose because you're not reading, bro. Can you see what I'm saying? There are so many times where we lose to players, A, because they don't know how to play the deck properly. B, they're playing floodgates like that because they know they can't play without it. And B, they just can't read sometimes. Do you remember those Malice duels that we had where the guy was being arrogant and he was just making his full board thinking that I don't know how to play the game? If you put me in the game, I want to play until the last life point. And then 2 times that happened. Because players want to be arrogant and they want to think, oh no, it's fine, I got max C, I'm good, or whatever. But it doesn't mean you don't. I don't know what's going on, you know. But still, damn, that was tough. Good game though. If I Ghost Mourner waiting, yeah. Ghost Mourner works in the under fissure because does it go to the grave? I don't think so. It just discards this card. Luckily, the Molcharmies also work under, or we call it shifter-like effects. So yeah, you can activate Ash, Molcharmies, uh, Ghost Bell, Ghost Ogre, no, Droll, no. Yeah, that mass player is just I'm saying a lot of the players you are facing is not even because the player is like the player is one thing, but the deck can literally be the reason why you're winning games. And that this is proof exactly why. Because you are literally playing. First of all, you're playing Malice, right? Why do you need these two cards? I understand everything else, but why do you need this? Okay, this one is fine. But this is like win more. Literally win more. But Ghost Ogre and Droll doesn't even matter against Malice. No, it doesn't. But I'm saying for other decks, because they know, like for example, Maxi. This also shuts down Maxi because Maxi needs to go to the graveyard, so it stops that. So that's why they actually play this. So it's so toxic though. And you wonder why Flaunderies was so annoying to play, because Flaunderies that literally just played this card for free. Then they knew, okay, cool. Even though I don't lose to Maxi, all your hand traps don't work. Droll doesn't work. So it shuts down those impactful hand traps. So it was very annoying to deal with. You said you have another replay. It was just those two. They weren't locked out of access code, but new player playing Malice, bro, they never locked out of anything. The only thing they're locked into is link monsters. That's not even a lock. I don't consider that a lock because you're a link based deck. A lock is you're locked into Malice monsters. You're locked into Cyberse monsters. You're locked into this. That's not a lock, bro. Link monsters is not a lock. I'm not sure if you watched the third replay. Let me see. Mermail, right? Oh, yeah. Okay. Is this the third one, right? Okay, let's see. Odeon? The user is called ePenguin. Where's that replay? Oh, this one, another Malice player. Alright, let's see. You're playing Marincis, right? I'm just gonna be happy once Rabbit goes to 1 and Allure goes to 1 for Malice. Yeah. I think everyone's fed up at this point because they made such a very fatal mistake by just letting the cards just be like that for like 3 months. So stupid. Not even bothering creating the cards, they just let it be. And then the game just went into shambles because everyone was just fed up with Malice at this point. Because the one card that beats Malice, there were other decks that were just also good. Ryzeal was there. It was just like, okay, but Lantia doesn't work against Ryzeal, only works against Malice. And if you're not playing against Malice, then your card's useless. You get what I'm saying? It's like, what is that? So stupid. You posted your player code. So YouTube is weird because it detects those things as like spam. So I have to actually go into my phone. Wait, there's my phone. Let me grab my phone here. And actually have to view it from there because it actually blocks it. So I have to actually go in and check the actual message. So yeah, let me just see here. Okay, I've seen your code. Okay, I've got it. Let's look at the one card Mermail combo, which you don't care about because why not? Oh, he's playing. Oh, wow. Of course. Oh wait, where did it go now? Can you just send the code again? Okay. You're gonna card you again. Yep. Jessica and Corba in hand. Love to see it, eh? Love to see it. And now they have 0. That's beautiful. Look at that. You just broke whatever they did on your own turn. And you still have normal plays. Now tell me, where have you seen that? You don't see that if you're playing pure Marines. You don't see that. You don't break boards like that. Imagine if we had this in Tillerman format. We literally wouldn't care what they summon. We don't even care. Exactly. Scoop, because look at that. You tried to set up a field, and I just broke it. Look at that. If you have time, could you watch the third one as well? Maybe for another time. I want to look at other guys' replays. But yeah, thanks for the replays. It was very nice because I've just been saying what I've been affirming to you guys from the start, that you got to play Mermail with Marincis. People are still convinced that in 2026 you should be playing Marincis pure. No, you should get with the times, adapt. Even in the OCG, now that they got Totally Awesome, I probably wouldn't been playing Totally Awesome because it's not. It's a lot of commitment. You don't need Totally Awesome to win games. You still keep seeing Marincis pure. The thing is, Marincis pure is fine, but in terms of playing an actual Yu-Gi-Oh game, modern Yu-Gi-Oh game, you cannot keep up with the current cards. You really can't. With the pure version, you can't. Even if you throw in all the hand traps you want, it's not good enough because your hand traps are for your opponent. Then what do you do on your own turn? One card, get ashed, banish, that's it. Your normal summon's done. Literally the normal summon. Who is relying on normal summon in 2026? Nobody. Literally nobody. Even our extenders aren't good enough because you need to have a setup for those extenders. I keep seeing random decks and like, what are these pure Marincis players doing since I'm literally playing turbo? Yeah. And you're punishing them because you're like, damn, I know what this deck does, and you don't have any other plays apart from this. Whereas Mermail Marincis is interesting. You're like, hey, okay, I play Mermail, I try and think I have you, and you're like, oh, actually no, I'm bridging into this. So your replays, where is your code? I can't see your code. I think it got lost in the chat. Just send it again. Just send it again, Diablos, because I don't know where this code is. Oh, Marincis players scooped to Raigeki because they forgot Crystal Art. Of course. And there are some players who are not even playing Crystal Art to begin with. I'm like, are you kidding me? And that's what I was. Can you see it? You know what you can do? Make a like. Let me see. I want to see something. Maybe you can add me as a friend in. Then you can maybe we can do it that way. So just add me. Here's my my code here. Then you can add it. Because I was saying now, like even with a deck like Super Quantum, right? You cannot say it's all about Magnus. It's not about Magnus. You don't need to always summon Magnus. You just have to play the game in the way you would normally play it. Magnus is, yes, the end goal, but sometimes it's not always the end goal. I'm going to get off. I'm going to continue helping a coworker learn how to play Draco Tail. Good luck. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Hopefully you enjoy Yummy when it comes out. But they're like, my board gone, GG's, yeah. That's it. Because everyone's been telling me, oh, but the Super Coins is just all about towers. No, it's not. The same way Marinces, they say, oh, it's all about towers. No, it's not. Because while they have towers, they are weak. Well, the difference is, Marinces is not a modern deck. Super Quantum is a modern deck, but still has issues, right? So you gotta think beyond, okay, if it's not about Magnus or Argonaut, what is it then? You know, you gotta play the deck in a way that is different. Oh, you got it? Okay. All right, let's see, where are you? Now, how do I see your, why don't I see, oh, there. Followers, yeah, let's follow you back. Now I can see you on my pages now. Okay, let's see. The first three. So one's from a trial duel, one's from a ranked duel, and one's from dual triangle. Let's start with the trial duel, the SR and below event. Oh, is it the SR? No, it's not. No, it's not, because there's URs in here. This is a 2026 event, which is just so stupid, because basically it's just saying you're playing a burn deck. So stupid. Well, wait, I saw something there. Hold on. Are you playing some secret tech that we don't know? What is this? You take no effect damage this turn. That's smart. What about this one? When you take damage, you summon this card, and if you do inflict damage to the damage you took, also both players take no further effect. Bro, like this event literally is all about just summoning cards that do burn damage, or setting cards like Secret Barrel or Skull Invitation, or even better, you use Ghost Mourner. You summon a monster with more than 2100 attack, and they lose the game instantly. That's actually funny. Okay, let's see. And they were playing Orcust Mitsurugi. Full combo, like they don't even care. All right, let's see. And remember, in the burn event, if you're going first, that's always good. If you're going second, that's obviously bad. But it's also fine too. Okay, so you're going second, yeah. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna sit here and watch this combo. Orcus is just whatever. Orcus. Like, these guys thought this event was like, oh no, it's fine, it's my opportunity to do my combos. But you're forgetting I can be playing Ghost Mourner and you just lose the game already. Like, literally just lose the game. Tsugi Mirror, yeah. Add back another prayer, summon again. No, the thing is, the reason why it's not officially a burn event is because obviously the life points are low, so there's no point trying so hard just to make a crazy end board. Literally just play a deck, because remember, you want to get the reward in 3 games. You don't want to be there all day. So I feel like this is just overkill. Literally overkill. That's what I'm saying. they should really just take away these tryout duels because people are not playing it the way it's intended. Whereas if you make a permanent mode, it's different. You understand? Because now you're saying, okay, cool. It's an event for 2026, but it's just an opportunity to burn your life points. That's it. Look at that, playing Max C. Like, bro, this is... If I burn you, that's it. It's GG. Done. Because honestly, I don't take these type of events seriously because no one's ever playing it the way it's intended. No one. Oh wow. Look at that. You still have one more card. And that's it. Done. Thank you for playing. Bro, like what? I don't even know. And that's what I'm saying. People are not focusing on 5-10 minute combos. This is just a quick event. So obviously the best strategy for this is a burn deck because you're not burning your opponent from 8,000 life points. It's only from 2,000. Like, some people are just not taking this thing seriously at all. But anyway. I'm gonna leave the RDA one for last. Let me look at the dual triangle one. So, this was... Huh? Okay. It's fine. This is the Link. Was it the Link deck? Link event? Scareclaw is pretty good. Pure Scareclaw. And this is against Ryzeal. Oh no, not Ryzeal, Ornaments. Ornaments. Very bad Xyz deck for Utopia. Is it bad? Only because you didn't remember, they don't give you much. To be fair. Now, I remember last year they gave one of the worst loner decks, the Marincius one. It was so bad. Like, I mean, to the point where now I even showed on stream it was literally unplayable. Because you have to pray your opponent has nothing broken. And I felt like it was a disrespect because I think they made it level 2 or level 3. The deck difficulty. I'm like, no, there's no way this can be difficult because that alone is not what people are playing right now. They're not playing Silent Mining and all that, playing bricks like Crown Tail and all that stuff. I'm like, nah, this is not the way. Yeah, I showed you the plays you could do, but no Zelantis, no, like, come on. Compared to what people were playing, it was terrible. Terrible. I can literally make better starter Marincius decks than what even just playing pure. I can make better ones. You saw I did now for the Under SR event. I built a deck literally in like 5 minutes. But it seems like they don't even play the deck that much, so they don't even care. They just throw in whatever. It's fine. New Zealantis is basically the same as Utopia Rising, exactly, because they have so much data, but they're not using it. Like, you can see, okay, what are the recent Marincius that people are playing? Okay, they're playing pure. Everyone's playing it with Zelantis. Why not putting Zelantis in the deck? Like, hello? It's like basic things. No one's playing Crown Tail. No one's playing Sleepy Maiden. No one's playing those cards. And you're giving us so many field spells, so many dives. Like, come on. Not optimal. And you expect someone to learn from a loner deck? No. Not good enough. Right, when this card resolves, everything must be in. Here's our defense. Alright. What, like, bro, what am I even seeing here? You clearly saw this card and you're like, okay, no, let me chain to this. But it literally says when it resolves, you're chaining everything down. So why did you waste your time? I don't know. Some people, I don't know. They're not. the basic thing of chain link blocking or ordering of chain link, it's so important because that also makes you a better duelist and a better player, because those small things matter. You know, like that was just poor. What a waste of opportunity there. Exactly, you're supposed to toggle on, then you could have negated that, but no, decided not to. Now you see that thing of even the chain link on, people don't see that as a big issue, but it actually is, because it does matter, because some of the effects will not ask you to trigger at the time you want to add. So I've just made the thing of, I want it to be manual all the time and on, because if I need to have an effect that I want to use it immediately. Not to wait for your opponent to do something or whatever. You say, I can activate whenever I want to activate. Switch those quick effects, you want to use it. Okay. Don't you have piercing damage? I think you do. Ooh, okay. Okay. That's not GG though. Yeah, that now it is. All right, nice. That was just poor from them. And I would say we cannot be losing to players like that, because they don't know how to play their deck properly. That's it. And some people just win just because of their deck. That's it. I mean, yes, in some situations, skill does matter, but you can clearly see what's going on. Can you check the Utopia deck again? I'll check afterwards. Oh, you bricked. Oh, yes, I can see. So they saw this duel. They're like, nah, RDA is bricking too much. Let's give more consistency to the deck so that they don't have any bricks. But you know what? You can add many bricks to the deck. It doesn't matter. You can still brick. All the starters, all the extenders, you can still brick. Ooh. Nice heal. Come on, Ball Drag has some sort of a disruption at least. But now you have no face-up monster. Oh, okay. Can you tribute a monster face down? Let me see. Tribute one other light or dark monster. Doesn't say face up though. I think he still has the board wipe, right? Doesn't he? No, he doesn't. Okay. 2 Murakuma. Okay, so he's playing a pure Mitsurugi. Okay, so you can... Of course. Ash. You see, Ash is becoming a very annoying card, eh? Like... And I think the OCG realized this card is broken. Like, it's well ahead of its time. Similar to Draw and Lockbird in the TCG. Ash Blossom is just a problem. The Cube Elder can destroy a card, yeah. Of course, Imperm, like, yeah, I don't know. And I tell you guys every time, it's always the battle of non-engine. Even if you don't make a crazy board, your non-engine is gonna carry you, and that's it. That's the reality of modern Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Non-engine carries games, literally. At least now you can negate stuff. Ooh, stealing their own Murakumo. That's smart. Okay. So now they're forced to discard if they need to. Okay. Wait, what? What did they do? On resolution, activating ritual, and they discarded the card they needed to tribute from. So now, therefore, it didn't. Wow. That's interesting, eh? Because obviously, this is the card they're going to use to tribute for whatever is in the deck, but now they discarded it. So then they. Yeah. So either way, oh, okay. I guess it was a checkmate because either way it was going to be negated anyway. So, rip. That's what I'm saying. For me, you can say what you like about Mitsurugi, but I think it's not a broken engine compared to Fiendsmith. Because you guys saw in the last stream, Fiendsmith literally carries duels to like, it gives players this edge of, okay, I can still play the game despite I'm supposed to lose to this one card or whatever. If I have 2 effect monsters, I can make Fiendsmith combo, I can recycle my cards. It feels disgusting to say that. Right? Because there's no engine that's out there that can recycle their cards just naturally. And then they're only winning because of that. I mean, Mitsurugi's fine because the engine stops after a while. It doesn't continuously. Yes, the prayers does reborn and everything, but they don't play many cards to add. Because remember, you need to add cards to summon. So the engines are very small. Unless you're playing pure, that's different. But if you're playing engine piece, it's very little. All the engine pieces are in the graveyard. You can't recycle them all unless Kusanagi's adding all the cards one by one. But that's very slow. Whereas Fiendsmith is just shuffling everything back, and then they just go again from scratch. If they didn't have that, I think it would have been like balanced. Like look at K9. K9, as much as K9 is a very strong engine, it is not super broken to the point where now, oh my gosh, you're recycling stuff. No, it's just there's a lot of board presence. It does lead to like, interactions if you activate from the hand or grave. But once the engines run out, it's run out. That's all. So like you're saying with Mermail also. Mermail, as much as it's got very good engine, I told you guys the biggest weakness with playing pure Mermail for me is that if I can't go into a grind game with Mermail pure because the resources get used up quickly. Given that we have to use 3 Dragoons, we have to use Shadow Squads, we have to use we have to use a lot of resources in our deck. It's a resource heavy engine, and if you don't recycle your stuff, it becomes a problem for grind games. So you don't even get to infinitely shuffle your cards back. Yes, there's a card that you can shuffle your cards back, but you don't even get to draw a card or anything like that, which is so weird. It's strange because Rescue Ace has it. A lot of cards have that thing where you can just shuffle back, draw a card. Like at least give us that, But the biggest issue I had with Mermail is that the resources are very low after a while. But yeah, it's just highlighting these issues because now you see now, like, look at RDA, like I was saying, like they have to add like 12 new cards just to make the deck a lot more playable in the modern game because you have all these Resonator cards, but they're not doing anything. They're bricks. they now you have to add extenders, starters, card that mention RDA just to make it right now. You got this Hypernova Dragon that does a lot of things. Like it's just you can add all these things, but guess what? RDA will never be top tier. Never. It'll be a good synchro deck for Genesis, maybe, but it won't be good for competitive. It won't be. Because it just like similar to White Forest and all these other crazy explosive decks, they lose to the most simple hand trap, which is fine, but you're giving all the support only to lose to one hand trap or to one or not doing well under a certain thing, like playing under full loss or playing under maxi. So, like, what more do you need? Because I'm not asking for 20 cards. We need to have cards that like look at K9 for example. K9 is a very simple deck, but it has a lot of effects. Some of them have on-summon effects. Some of them have can add spells. Some of them can add monsters. You know, why is it that Marincius can't even add monsters from deck to hand? How is that possible? But Salamangreat Great can, Rockets or Dragon Link can, Altergeist even can, Sinavalon can, even Adignista. Like, why are we not adapting to the times? And I feel like Konami is just really just playing down the fact that, okay, yes, it's an anime deck, but obviously it wasn't the best showing in the anime, but still. It's a deck that if you give it right support, it will literally break the deck. Look how well they did with Mermail. Just 5 cards. You changed the deck completely, and now it's like broken. But I think Marincius needs to get something big. Because right now we're playing all these engines, but we can literally eliminate that if we just like look at Lunalight. Lunalight before their support wasn't doing anything. They were just playing dark decks and Kali Yuga and all the stuff. And then now what did they do? They gave them a Towers monster that actually does something because not a lot of decks can out the Towers. So they gave them Lunalight support. And it's actually decent. But no. It's fine. They won't do it. Screw Altergeist, they need a lot of help right now. A Link one for sure, yeah. They got a lot of stuff. But it wouldn't make them meta. But at least Marincius, because everyone has been saying for years, right? Marincius just needed good like engine cards to be very, very good because it actually has a very good recovery. It's the monsters are quite strong. The only thing it lacks is negates and pushing through boards. That's really it. But in terms of the actual deck itself, it's actually just fine. But the thing is, unfortunately, it's not good enough. Because look at decks nowadays. They're making 10 plus disruptions. That's way too much. And you lose to one normal summon. You deal with your normal summon. That's it. You're done. Nothing else. No other play. No follow-up. No, not even trying to bridge into anything. And also the worst part is we are locked into waters for some reason. I don't know why. Not even for the rest of the turn, the entire turn if you're using triangle, which searches our best card wave. So, if I'm being honest, I'm proud of taking Marincius to the point where I can play the deck. But in terms of it's going to still be meta relevant. I don't know, because unless we get proper support, because we can't be playing Mermo cards forever. Which is fine, but I feel like we should have our own identity. Because at this point now, it's like, oh, you're just playing a Mermail deck. No, it's not Mermail. It's Marincius. Because we're focusing on the main aim of our deck is to link summon. But we don't have good enough extenders who can also be good starters as well. Because some of our starters aren't even that good also. Like look at this board here. This board, like look at this hand. This is a good hand, right? Because you're seeing Marincius cards and we're seeing Mermail cards. But no. Ooh, what is this? Blue Eyes. Okay. So the question is, when do we impulse? We don't know. We don't know when to impulse because they always have this follow-ups blue eyes every single time. Like blue eyes is also a very good example. They were doing nothing for years. Then all of a sudden, they gave 8 new cards. Now it changed the way you play the deck. Top tier. Can't you Emperor Maiden? You can, but I don't know. We can, but let's see what they're gonna do. Oh, look at that! They already had wishes already in hand. Ooh, okay. I know what I'm gonna impulse. You see, they're playing Illusion of Chaos, so that means they're playing Magia Turbo. Yeah. So you're gonna impulse that. Everything else I can play through. Yeah, this is fine. You're gonna search for a tuner, Cyberman the Legend, but how are you gonna summon that though? How are you summoning that? Wait, what did he search for? I think he made a mistake. He should have added the Cyberman the Legend when he searched for Ultimate Fusion. Oh, he kind of messed up here. I think he messed up. Nah, I think he messed up, eh? Because how is he summoning the Cyberman the Legend? How is he summoning that? That's insane, though. He literally misplayed, but he's still gonna win the game, probably. I can believe that. Because why did he search another Sage? You should have just searched for... Oh, wait, okay, never mind. He can just do that. Okay, that's fine. Because he's got the Chaos Monster anyway. Oh, you see what he's doing? You see what he's doing, guys? He's summoning Spirit Dragon first so that he can negate the impulse. So I have to do this now. Because if I don't do this, he can negate my impulse. So it will still resolve. So either way, Magia is gonna come out. It's fine. Yeah, you see. So he was doing this to protect the Ultimate Fusion from being negated. Yeah. So I had to impulse now. That's fine. Magia we can play through. That's fine. Magia we can deal with. Because you can chain link block, so it's fine. He's still got True Light. He hasn't used True Light yet. Ancient Fairy Dragon. And now you summon Cyberman the Legend? Okay. Interesting. What's the play here? Dragon Ravine. Okay. Bruce the stream? What? Okay. Just to draw 2. Okay. The third Spirit Dragon. Comes in, okay. At least I know there's no more. There's no more Spirit Dragons, but I was gonna go into probably the Crystal Wing. Level 9? Oh, bro. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. What did I not say this guy's gonna win it somehow? And this is why. He's winning because of floodgates. Oh my gosh, bro. Seriously. Right. Never mind. I'm pretty sure this is Majesty. I'm pretty sure. Oh my goodness, bro. Like, you see, this is why I don't like so this card, any card sent from the field. But still, that's a problem. Because that's a floodgate still. But actually, I can actually deal with this if I spin back, and even destroy it even. So I think I'm gonna get rid of Magia, because Magia looks like the one that's gonna be the main disruption. So let's see. And that happens too. Of course. Of course. Either way, it's fine. He doesn't have the blue eyes, targeting one, so I can just deal with it again. He can protect, so it's fine. I'm not gonna worry about this. I'm gonna worry about it. Just gonna do this. Yeah, just do this. Get the kaiju back. He can negate that if he wants to. It's fine. Oh, Imperm, of course. Of course. Of course, Imperm. Of course. Of course. But still, even if it was Majesty, it's still a problem though. Whatever, bro. This is the problem I'm having now. Because now when I link off, everything's getting banished now. That's the problem. I can still make a play, but it's gonna be tricky though. Do I have a target to reborn? Yes, I do. We do. Well, it's not like Malice Trap. You can't activate that. Let me see. Very cool trick here. Bro, does he have a Veiler? Come on, bro. No way. Does he have something? Ah, of course. It's a Spirit Dragon, of course, dude. I was gonna bring back Marbled, and then I'll have Marbled and Kaiju and Zelantis, and then that will be some sort of a play, yeah, but it's fine. I guess I have to do it this way then. Oh, that would have been such a better play, but I guess it's fine. Okay. I was gonna use Marble to revive, but I don't know. This game sometimes is funny. Yeah, I already used this already, so. And I'm pretty sure he's got a follow-up. Yeah, he does. True Light. He can destroy 2 cards because he's got 2 blue eyes. So like I said, he'll probably win anyway because of that. Yeah. That's the only way he's winning, bro. Because cards like that. Oh, now the Primite engine now has come as well. Jeez, what are the odds? What are the odds? And they're gonna say, I dominated this guy. No way. Oh, bro. Right, what? Primite Fusion? What am I seeing here? 5-headed dragon? What? What? You gotta be kidding me, right? Bro, this guy only won because he summoned a floodgate on the field and I had to deal with that first. And what did I say in the beginning? He was gonna win. Because Blue Eye somehow, you can hand trap them, but they still have disruption still. Whereas... So stupid, bro. And you can't say he dominated the game. He didn't. Look at what he's playing. Look at what he's playing, guys. Come on now. Like, what is all of this? Warning Point, Black Horn of Heaven. I've seen this, but why though? And he happened to draw a barrel. 5-headed dragon. But this card is not good because it can still be destroyed by something. Only gonna be destroyed by battle, but I don't know. No, I'm not seeing it though. Because obviously the difference is he didn't get interrupted enough. That's the question. He didn't get interrupted enough. Now, if I was playing Super Coin, he wouldn't have done any of those things. Any. And of course, Floodgate wins. Really? Coming first with the going second hand. You can't make this up, guys. Seriously. Oh. It's basically that. And you can see why you see why this card is a problem. They're making sense. This card is just really a problem at this point. Oh my gosh, Primite. No, I think it's I've never had a thing for Ash, but I always tell people, like, the thing is you don't need Ash to win games, because the card itself is just a toxic card. It's only for to stop every card in the game. Whatever, bro. Is this another Magia Turbo again? And he searched Jewel Beam, so I think he has Blue Eyes in his hand already. Why would you play Ami with Blue Eyes? That doesn't make sense, though. It doesn't make sense. Because most of the time you're locked into dragons and Blue Eyes, mostly dragons specifically, if you're using Blue Eyes cards, so... Defense? Why not in attack position? No, I'm saying for the Jerusalem, why is he sending the... And you know what the problem is? He's got Drill Beamer in his hand already. So the impulse doesn't really matter. He's not playing Ancient Fairy Dragon? Or Ancient Fairy Life Dragon, rather? He's not playing that? Wow. Okay. Because I was thinking he was ready to negate with the Drill Beam, but... Bro, is this the same duel? What's going on here? The same... Oh my goodness, bro. What it... Bro, what is this? This is the same thing that happened in the previous duel. The same card I drew for... Oh my gosh, this game is rigged, bro. I'm convinced now. This game is rigged. I'm literally convinced now. This game is rigged, bro. This game is definitely rigged. Primite, yeah, but it's not on the same power level as Fiendsmith, though. I don't think it's that. Because remember, Primite's only good in Blue Eyes, not good in every other deck. Do I negate this? Probably. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna lose anyway, because he'll probably just keep one blue eyes, and then that's it. Now, if you had a token, that would be a different story. Then everything goes but the token. Yeah, he'll just keep one blue eyes. Ugh, bro, how do you draw the same card back to back? Like not even back to back games, but like it's just, bro, I don't even know anymore. I'm saying in real life you don't get hands like these. You really don't. That's it. The shuffler here, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. How does? Dude, I don't understand, bro. This game is so messed up, dude. I don't even know. Nah, I'm not even a bother, bro. I'm sorry, but no. It's so stupid. Like I don't understand. I can beat Blue Eyes no problem, dude. But for some reason, the game says no. Like, what is this, bro? Like, I don't understand. The same sequencing happened. The Trickster Light Gauge gets Ash, there's no play. On the turn 3, get Dive. That doesn't help me at all. It really doesn't help me. It doesn't help at all. So weird. And now the game is bugging now. I think I should stop playing, guys. Because look at this, the game is now not even allowing me to play now. And I'm gonna get probably a disconnect or something, like some stupid thing again now. Look at that. Nah. I'm not even gonna bother, bro. Because clearly, this like today is just, I don't know. Like it's like a bad time to play or what? I don't even know. It's like literally a bad day. Like, come on now. We've only played what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, but I feel like nah. I need to just quit the game completely. I think it's a sign. You know, these are signs. I have to take them. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do a video on this stream because clearly there's like these duels specifically just don't make sense. Especially my draws. It just doesn't make sense, and the opponent just has exactly what they need. You, despite having your impulse and your whatever, your draw, they just have the perfect cards. Like, how is it that for the opponent it's perfect, but for me it's not? It's so messed up though, and it's not just me, it's everybody. Everyone's been saying the same thing. The shuffler doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And especially even the draws. How is it possible that in like 2 different duels you open the same way as your Oni play, it gets ashed, and then your next turn is a card that is a brick? Like, oh my goodness. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know. Is there any duel that I actually won properly? I don't think so. It's probably this one, because this one wasn't even playing optimally, but still. The others were just like, what, this one, okay, this one was a straight scoop because I had Lancia, but that's it. It just doesn't make sense, eh? And as like someone was saying, the good decks always feel like they have something always, and that's why they keep selling that. That's why you see Malice always felt so strong, because they always had something, which is so stupid sometimes. And I don't know what's gonna happen when Yummy comes out, because it will feel like unfair, because Snake Eyes, we all know how Snake Eyes was for like, it just felt so unfair. And then now it's like, even when you hit the deck, is it gonna do anything? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But I think for now, it's a sign that I clearly cannot play today. So I have to play when the update comes out, because I don't know. But yeah, I think we'll probably end it here. It's the replays. If you have replays, watch them next time. Hopefully by then you'll probably have newer gameplay with Yummy maybe, but yeah, I don't know. And I know for a fact this game is rigged, and this stream proves it. Literally proves it. From the first duel, it was rigged already. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, but that's why I've noticed also, like, I know it's bad to say it, but I've noticed people are moving away from Master Duel, in the sense of like, they don't want to feel like connected to it too much, because this game can be crazy sometimes, and it makes you in a position where now you don't want to touch this game at all, but at the same time you still have passion for the game. Like, you believe it can still do something, but if it's like this, metas are terrible, the shufflers are bad, you know, they're not releasing the cards soon enough, that now by the time the cards come out, it's already like, okay, it's in the past already, cool, who cares? Like, there's no reason for coming back and playing. So like, that's why people are literally now, they are distancing themselves from saying, okay, look, I'm not going to be streaming Master Duel or making videos on Master Duels that much. They want to be doing other things. So it's like, because they know this game is just frustrating to play, and let's be honest, I think in general, like, people are not really interested in Master Duel, to be fair. You're only there for the content creator, and that's literally it. If it wasn't for the content creator making it kind of entertaining and giving some insights, no one's really paying attention to Master Duel specifically. I'm only talking about Master Duel. I think other things are fine. TCG, Genesis is fine, but Master Duel specifically is like slowly declining, which is worrying, because like, I don't know. Because even for me, I still love this game, but it's making me very difficult to play this game for a long time. You see, like, because you'll notice I don't even stream this game as much compared to when I used to, because it's just, I don't know, man, like, it just feels so weird. Like, you come onto this game thinking, okay, you're gonna have a good time, just play some duels and go, but you're having the most stressful time ever, and you just can't understand why. And you can't say your deck is bad, because you guys have seen what this deck can do. The deck can perform even when you think you can't perform, it can perform. But for some reason, the game says no. Like, come on. You spend literally 2-3 hours trying to rank up, and you end up going back in the same position when you started. That for me is not rewarding at all, because you're not progressing. How is that progressing? That's not progressing. If you're doing you're trying to stream content to people, showing them, hey, okay, we're trying to progress, you know, in rank ladder, you hardly progressing. You're just going forward, you're going backwards. It's so stupid. So then obviously people are like, okay, you know, so it's fine, let me take a break from the game, and I only stream like 2-3 times a week, and that's it. But yeah, it is what it is. So, and like I said, until they find a way to make the game more replayable, people are not making content on Master Duel as much. You can see it yourself. Those that are making it are those that are just, you know, they're there for the creator only and not for anything else, because we know how this game is. It was fun in the beginning, But now, of course, everything catches up, and now metas are just unplayable. It's not really fun. And unfortunately, yes, there has to be a meta where it's competitive and all that. I understand. But at the end of the day, you want to hop on, have fun, cool. I mean, I don't know. And now we're on a stream now for almost what? Almost 3 hours, dueling for like the past hour. I can't say I've progressed because I'm getting frustrated on how this game is being played and how it's operating. I don't know, because it's like you're only playing it because hey, you have some gems. If you have to accumulate gems so you can spend packs on whatever you want to do, and that's it. But even then, not all the packs are even what you're looking for. So it's like, okay, now I have to wait like almost 9 months for a pack that by the time that comes out, I don't have any gems for it. And it's like, oh, what? No, what's the point? So, you know, even I stop off the temper, and then the weird format, since barely no interactions, is only for tournaments most of the time. Yeah, literally, tournaments is only where you can say, oh, when people are. But remember, even then, tournaments are fine. But the problem is everyone's playing the same deck, so it's like there's nothing new. So at least when I'm going to the meta weeklies or any other tournament, I'm playing something that's different. It's fresh. It's not like, oh, you're seeing the same old meta every single time, because that's why you see Malice. It got so boring. It even got to the point where literally the organizer had to change the way the tournament was played, because everyone can see that, hey, the tournament is boring because it's the same old decks. Nothing exciting, nothing new, nothing interesting. Because you're supposed to see back and forth. It can't just be one-sided and then that's it. Whoever goes first wins. That's literally how the World Championship felt as well. 2 decks were dominating. That's not healthy for the game at all. That doesn't show your attraction to, hey, this game is interactive. You can take a deck, it's fine. No. It's like, no. Because now it gets to a point now it becomes stale, and then now they have to now change it up just specifically for that period until things sort out. But the thing is, why does it have to be that way? You know, we can't just go and play a deck and play a deck that you actually like, because you know, most decks aren't competitively viable, and that's fine. But then your tournaments become a bit stale, because you see across the board all the tournaments the same decks are topping, the same matches are happening. It's very similar. Nothing crazy. I mean, yes, intense moments it is fine, but it can't be every single match. It's this and this and this. No, it's not good. I said we need more modes. More modes would make this game a lot more playable, because there are definitely guys who just want to play normal rare event. There are guys that just want to play synchros only, Xyz only. You know, let everyone have their own niche. Let them play what they want to play. Oh, the tag dueling. Let's not even talk about that, because we thought this team battle thing, when they initially spoke about it, was supposed to be a tag dueling thing. Nope, it's just a team battle, which is just ridiculous. Such a weird concept, because no one has even touched this thing. This thing is just sitting here because it's the format of the. Oh no, it's not even the format of the World Championship. This mode just doesn't make sense. Probably the worst mode ever. They should literally just take it out and then just put it somewhere in the archive. Honestly, like no one really cares about this. Even casual match. Also, there's nothing incentive about going to casual, because you don't get rewards for anything. Which for me, that kind of defeats the purpose of a casual mode, because remember, in every game there's going to be the hardcore pro players and then the casual players. So why are you not giving incentives for people to go into casual match? Yes, you increase the timer, but I mean, you still want to get at least rewards, because you don't want to face the crazy rank ladder, because the rank ladder is too much, sometimes. And sometimes you don't want to impact your record of going like 5 in a row or whatever. So you want to go into casual, just play a few games and hop off. But at least if they make casual mode to make your dailies, then I think that would have been kind of like, okay, cool. I'm not only need to do it in ranked. I can just play casual match and I'm cool. because at least I'm getting my gems every day and I'm happy. That's better than nothing. Because what's the point of casual mode? There's literally nothing. Even if you reduce the gems per day, I don't care. Just allocate something for casual match. But you know what's funny? Dueling in solo mode, you get rewards for that. But who barely touches solo mode? Nobody. You literally get like 40 gems for dueling in solo mode. Why can't you make that dueling in casual mode? Then I think that gives a reason for people to at least play a bit of casual, to say, hey, I don't have to worry about my record. I just go in and play some casual Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to try out different decks, I can go there. We don't have to go to other simulators because now our cards are not out and it's annoying. So, yeah. No, the thing is you can earn. No, the thing is you can't earn dailies, but you get rewards for dueling in solo mode. Literally, it's so interesting. You see there, if I go to the dailies, you see there. Look at this. Duel in solo mode, 40 gems every day. If they made that duel in casual mode, how many gems is that? That's not bad. I wouldn't mind doing that. And they should also make it such that these dailies can also be achieved in casual. Okay, fine. Not all of it, but at least the duel in solo mode can change to casual mode at least. Or make it solo mode stroke casual mode. Because, I don't know. Like they know what it takes to, because you have all these surveys, but the surveys don't mean anything because you're not going to implement all this stuff, because we're saying, give us more modes. We're not saying give us more trial duels. We don't want trial duels. We want actual modes. Where you say, okay, you can play this, even if you want to play it. Like, look at Dice Rally. I want to play Dice Rally every single time. At least make Dice Rally once a season. Because Dice Rally is interesting. You know, it checks up the game. Some games are half life points. Some games are, you get an extra card. Some games you get like a card that you would think is not relevant, but actually can come up in some situations. It changes up the games a little bit, or you have an extra card or whatever. I think some of my best duels were in the Dice Rally. So why can't they bring that back? No, only for, I mean, they brought it back twice last year, but still, why can't that be a permanent mode? They brought back, they made TCG rules. Why can't that be a permanent mode? That way, if you make bans, it's fine. Bans for Master Duel, but you can still play them in TCG because they're legal in TCG. Vice versa. Why not they introduce Genesis format? You know, bring Master Duel, bring all the modes into one, because that's what you want, one hub for everything. Wasn't that the vision of Konami, to make this thing a digital platform? Because you're trying to get players from OCG and TCG to play Master Duel, but you're rather taking them away. But no. Anyway. We can be all day about that, but I think they're not going to fix anything. So, only time will tell. Okay, I'm going to head out. Have a good rest of the week. Yami is coming out. DDD is coming. Sulfur Cord. Enjoy it. Hopefully it's a good month, because, like I said, I'm literally only waiting for K9, and that's it. Yes, I'll touch into the pack because I have to spend my gems. Otherwise, I'll be wasting gems because I could have earned while, you know, playing. So it's kind of not being efficient. So I will spend. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So probably I'll stream Friday or Saturday, probably, don't know. I'll see how it goes, but until then, we'll see you next time. Diamond Boss signing out. Cheers.